US President Donald Trump has dramatically escalated rhetoric against Iran, issuing direct threats to annihilate critical infrastructure, including the vital oil export hub of Kharg Island. This alarming development emerges as the White House simultaneously suggests a breakthrough in high-level negotiations, a claim that is being vehemently denied by Tehran. The Persian Gulf region remains a tinderbox, with global powers closely monitoring a situation where severe threats of widespread destruction clash sharply with unconfirmed reports of potential diplomatic progress. This escalating tension has the world on edge. President Trump himself took to his online social media platform, Truth Social, to issue a series of stark and unequivocal ultimatums. He explicitly warned that if the strategically crucial Strait of Hormuz is not immediately reopened for international shipping, and if a comprehensive agreement to effectively end the ongoing conflict with Tehran is not swiftly reached, the United States would unleash a devastating and annihilating attack on Kharg Island. This island holds immense importance as it is pivotal for Iran's substantial oil exports. The president's threats did not stop there. He further stated that should a rapid agreement fail to materialize, the United States would blow up and completely destroy all of Iran's vital power plants, its extensive oil fields, Kharg Island itself, and potentially even all of the nation's critical desalination facilities. Such actions would represent a significant and unprecedented expansion of potential US military attacks on Iranian territory, signaling a dire future for the region. In a truly puzzling and stark contrast to these severe threats, President Trump simultaneously announced that the United States is currently engaged in serious conversations with a new and more reasonable regime within Tehran. He went on to claim that enormous progress has already been achieved in these alleged discussions and that a significant deal would probably be finalized very soon. However, Iranian authorities have consistently and emphatically denied any form of discussions or negotiations with the US government. President Trump has indeed repeatedly spoken of diplomatic contacts with Iran in the past, only for Tehran to swiftly refute these claims each time. This persistent discrepancy highlights either a profound chasm in communication between the two nations or a deliberate strategy of ambiguity being employed by one or both sides, adding layers of complexity to an already volatile situation. Adding substantially to the already intense volatility, recent reports indicate that the US government is actively preparing for the potential deployment of ground troops into Iran. These Pentagon plans reportedly encompass specialized ground operations by elite special forces units and conventional ground troops on Kharg Island itself, as well as in key coastal locations strategically positioned near the Strait of Hormuz. Kharg Island is geographically situated in the northern part of the Persian Gulf, approximately 30 kilometers or about 18.5 miles from the Iranian mainland and roughly 500 kilometers or just over 300 miles from the critical Strait of Hormuz. This narrow yet vital waterway typically facilitates about 1/5 of the entire world's global oil and liquefied natural gas transport. Since the inception of the Iran war, this crucial strait has been largely and effectively blockaded by the Iranian side. The current phase of the conflict initially began on February 28th, when the United States and Israel jointly commenced widespread air attacks on Iran. On the very first day of these hostilities, Iran's supreme leader, Ayatollah Ali Khamenei, along with several other prominent members of the Iranian leadership, were tragically killed. In retaliation, Tehran has since unleashed a barrage of missile and drone attacks targeting Israel, several neighboring Gulf states, and various U.S. military facilities across the wider region. Ayatollah Ali Khamenei's son, Mojtaba, has been officially named as his successor, though he has notably not yet made any public appearance since his formal appointment, leaving his role and presence somewhat shrouded in mystery. The situation in the Middle East remains critically tense and profoundly unpredictable. President Trump's seemingly contradictory dual messaging, aggressive threats of annihilation juxtaposed with claims of imminent peace talks, creates an extraordinarily volatile and uncertain environment. With the ongoing and economically impactful blockade of the Strait of Hormuz, the immense strategic and economic importance of Kharg Island, and confirmed reports of active military preparations for ground operations, the entire region stands precariously on the brink of wider conflict. The international community is observing these developments with extreme vigilance, eagerly watching for any definitive signs of de-escalation or, conversely, a further and dangerous intensification of this perilous and high-stakes standoff. What's your take on Trump threatens Iran infrastructure, claims deal near? Share your view in the comments. Do you think this will matter in the next news cycle? This video was generated using artificial intelligence.